Let's be real, we live in a world that is screaming for our attention 24/7. But what if I told you the ability to truly focus, to just block everything out, is a genuine superpower? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into the secret of achieving that deep, immersive state of hyperfocus and unlock a level of productivity you might not even think is possible anymore.
You know the feeling, right? You pick up your phone to check just one simple thing, maybe a text message or a quick email, but then you get pulled in. You see a notification, you scroll through a couple of posts, and before you know it, a huge chunk of your time is just poof, vanished.
But here's the crazy part. The 15 minutes you lost while scrolling, that's not the real cost. The real price you pay is the next 15 minutes. See, research shows that's the absolute minimum time it takes for your brain to fully get back on track after even the briefest of distractions.
And that brings us to this idea of a hidden cost, an invisible tax on our productivity that we end up paying every single time we let ourselves get pulled away from what we're supposed to be doing.
So what's the culprit here? Well, it actually has a name: attention residue. You see, our brains are, well, they're just not built to multitask. When you switch from, say, writing a report to checking a quick notification, your brain doesn't make a clean switch. A little piece of your focus gets left behind, still thinking about that notification, and that residue dramatically reduces your brain power for the main task.
And this breaks down that cycle perfectly. You're deep into task A. Let's say you're studying for a big exam. You glance at your phone for just a second. That's task B. Now, even if you put the phone right back down and try to return to studying, a part of your brain is still preoccupied. It's still wondering about that text or that email, and your focus is essentially split until you can fully recover.
Okay, so this constant battle for our focus, it really leaves us with a fundamental choice to make every single day. It's a choice between two very different ways of working, and they lead to two very different outcomes.
On one side, you've got deep work. This is when you're totally in the zone, in a state of distraction-free concentration, pushing your mind to its limits. It's how you learn really hard things and produce amazing, high-quality results. But on the other side, there's shallow work. You know, the endless emails, the quick replies, all the little administrative tasks you do while you're half distracted. That stuff keeps you busy for sure, but it doesn't really move the needle. In today's world, the ability to do deep work is becoming incredibly rare, and because of that, it's becoming incredibly valuable.
And this quote just nails it. High-level production, whether you're learning, creating, or solving a complex problem, it's just impossible when your attention is divided. You absolutely have to carve out that uninterrupted time to let your brain do what it does best.
So the big question is, how do we do it? How do we actually fight back against all these constant interruptions and create that space for deep work? Well, the answer lies in building what you might call a mental fortress, a set of strategies designed to protect our focus.
The first tool in your arsenal is the ritual. You know, trying to force yourself to focus using pure willpower, it's exhausting, and honestly, it usually fails. A ritual, on the other hand, it automates the whole process. By having a set time, a specific place, and a clear starting cue, like putting on a particular playlist or making a certain cup of tea, you're sending a powerful signal to your brain that it's time to go deep. It makes the whole transition almost effortless.
Next, you've got to become an architect of your environment. See, constantly trying to resist temptation just drains your mental energy. A much smarter strategy is to remove the temptations altogether. Putting your phone in another room isn't a sign of weakness, it's a brilliant strategic move to protect your attention. A clean, distraction-free space literally means there are fewer things competing for your focus.
Oh man, this one is huge because it's a distinction we so often miss. When you work hard, of course you need a break, but most of us take what you could call fake breaks. Scrolling social media or channel surfing doesn't actually rest your brain. It just bombards it with more stimulation. A real break gives your mind space. Things like taking a walk or just staring out a window. They allow your brain to downshift, to process information, and to actually truly recharge.
So at the end of the day, the power to focus isn't some magical trait you're born with. It's a skill you have to cultivate. It's all about making conscious choices to protect your attention from a world that's literally designed to steal it.
So let's just quickly recap the path to hyperfocus we've laid out. First, you have to name the enemy, understand what that lingering attention residue is doing to you. Second, you have to consciously choose deep work over all those shallow tasks that just keep you busy. Third, you build your fortress of focus using powerful rituals and smart environmental design. And finally, you learn to take real breaks, the kind that actually restore your mental energy.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought.
In an economy that literally profits from your distraction, your ability to focus is your greatest asset. It's your power. The question isn't just about being more productive. It's about taking back control of your own mind. So, who or what are you giving that control to?